Hey guys, Doug from Pinetree Line Outdoors. I'm here at Woodland Caribou, the bucket list place that all outdoors people love to go to, including myself. And we're here camping. And while I'm here, I wanted to do a real-world review of the Intex K2 Explorer. I actually brought it here to Woodland Caribou, which I don't think anybody else has brought an inflatable kayak here, but I did. And I can honestly say it's been fantastic. I've taken it over rocks, over a lot of heavy sticks, logs, and it's performed really well. The only downfall in a backcountry trip like this where you're portaging is you need another person to help you carry it through the portages, because there's no way you're deflating it and carrying it in any way. Or carrying it inflated, you could carry it, but it wouldn't be easy. It's not really made for this kind of trip. It's made for somewhere where you can pretty much take it out of the bag at the lake and use it on the lake. It's not something that you're really going to travel around with from lake to lake like I'm doing on this trip. However, I wanted to test it out. I wanted to give it a really good test, and it's performed awesome. It's held its air. Like I said, I've gone over a lot of stuff, a lot of debris that would probably puncture something if it was going to be punctured. It's heavy duty gauge rubber. The maximum capacity for the boat is 400 pounds. I have myself, which is 275 pounds. I have my camping gear, which is 50 pounds. Given the fact that I've tested it with such a heavy amount of weight, I have no doubt that it can handle up to 400 pounds. It comes with a paddle that breaks down into 3 pieces. The boat itself has 3 key chambers. The floor being the first chamber, and then each of the side rails, so to speak, would be the second and third chambers. The fourth and fifth chambers are at the ends. They probably just have something to do with the buoyancy. They don't carry a lot of air in those areas. The pump that comes with it, excellent. As you're pumping, both on the pull and the push, it's pushing air out, so it makes the pumping of the boat very quick. This boat can be pumped up in about 5 to 7 minutes, no problem at all. It comes with a carry bag. Of course, it has 2 paddles, 2 seats. I'm using it as a one-person boat in this situation, so I'm only putting the 1 seat in a little further to the back. Another thing that's great about the boat is it has handles on either side, so that makes it easy to pull or push or to grab on to the boat itself and to move it. So again, in this kind of trip that I'm doing right now, having to carry the boat and portaging it with the help of my buddies, it makes it easy to have something to grab onto to carry it through the trails. All right guys, one of the other things I want to talk to you about was the skeg, or the fin. They call it a skeg. This fits at the bottom of the boat and allows the boat to really track really well. In a trip like this where I've had to portage and go through some really rough areas, I took the skeg off, and because of where we ended up in like a different lake, I didn't want to pull off and put the skeg back on. So basically I actually rode without it, and it doesn't track as well. It's harder to keep the boat in line, but you can still do it, but it moves a lot better with it. And the kayak cuts through waves, and if you get a headwind, you're going through it no problem. Boat's not going to move at all. It tracks super well with this on. If it's not on, it's a different story. It's a little more difficult, but it's doable. I've done it. I did it yesterday to get here, so it's doable, but you want to have the skeg on. Works a lot better. My suggestion for getting in is to get low and just put 1 foot in, step into it, and sit down, and it's good to go. The floor is of course air filled. As soon as you step into it, your foot's going to go down a little bit, but ultimately you know, it's going to hold you. It's very solid in the water. It doesn't want to move around because you have a low center of gravity sitting basically right in the water, on top of the water, so there's no issue there. Getting out of it, same kind of thing. You want to bring your legs up and just step out of it as best you can. I don't recommend wearing shoes. I recommend wearing water shoes. In my case, I wear Crocs, and basically you're going to get a little bit wet, but it's the best way to get in and out is to be able to step in the water, as opposed to trying to stay dry and using your regular shoes, your regular footwear. Also recommend that you carry a safety kit with it, and of course wear a life jacket at all times. Anything happens to this thing, at least you have your life jacket on, you don't have to worry. One of the reasons that I was really interested in it was the fact that it has 3 air chambers. So if one chamber were to fail on a slow leak or something, I think you still have the opportunity to get to shore. An old hockey stick is actually a graphite stick, so it's very strong but very lightweight. Either end, there's no blade on it. The ability to push off into areas that are a little bit mucky, or you just want to get away from some rocks or from shore and not having to use the paddles, which are plastic, and end up having to maybe break those or put the extra wear and tear on them unnecessarily. So this is another suggestion, a little hack I suggest that you do, is you can use any kind of stick, and it's really useful in pushing yourself off or getting out of situations. It's fantastic. It's a good boat. It's solid. It's doing what I need it to do, and I'm really happy with it. Really excited about it, and I think you will be too. This isn't a sponsored video by any means, or it's just my opinion on the boat. And if you're going to test something, what better place to test it than right here at Woodland Caribou Provincial Park, Northwest Ontario. People come here from all over the world to paddle, and mostly canoes, but in this case I thought I'd do something different, and it's worked out really well. Highly recommend the boat. I think you'll love it. You get a lot of enjoyment for a low cost, and really be able to use it in a lot of different places. So thanks for watching. We're on Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, and PTL Outdoors is our website. Please check it out, and we'll talk to you next time. Take care.